Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all the way. If you keep on the sunny side of life.
Hi there, my name is Joe Martin. I'm pastor at First Baptist Church in Toledo, beautiful Lewis County, Washington, not far from Mount St. Helens. This is a cabin talk for the midweek. I want to talk to you about the test of blessings. The test of blessings. You know, often we're led to assume our blessings are a reward for how great we're doing. There's a lot of that with the prosperity gospel. And this can be true. For example, if you improve your diet, you may feel a little bit better and you may have a little more energy. Or if you don't blow money, you may not run out at the end of the month. There's things like that. That if you study, you will know what you're supposed to do, and you can hear from God in those ways. But what about the unexplainable things? What about opportunities and wealth that you didn't really work for? Or maybe you just inherited something and it just came your way. You didn't really, quote, deserve it. It just happened. Or what about just being in the right place at the right time? That has happened to many people who describe, business opportunities or things that have happened in their life. I'm not even going to go into opportunities and resources that you might have obtained through evil or exploitation of other people or even manipulation. I don't think any of us would really be so naive to assume that those are blessings from God. But the way that Jesus talked about blessings and what we would call blessings is often very different. And what goes with it is often very different. It's important that we view blessings from the way of Jesus and the way he taught. Obviously, if we did that, we would be much more thankful. We would have a life of gratitude. But Jesus taught that when blessings are poured on us, or poured on you and I, it's not just something to be enjoyed, but it's also a responsibility. Remember what Jesus said in the last chapter that we were studying in Luke, chapter 48. He said, "But the one who did not know it and committed deeds worthy of flogging will receive but few. But everyone who has been given much, much will be required. And to whom they entrusted much, of him, they will ask all the more." He's talking about in life that you're given a lot of responsibility. Lots more is expected of you. You're given a lot of things to take care of. You have a higher level of responsibility. And he's saying that before God, to whom much is given, much is expected. When God gives you a lot, there's a kind of a test of responsibility of what you will do with it. Will you just kick back and like many do? Jesus taught that blessings are not just a responsibility, but like I said, they are a test. What will you do with it? Will you hoard it or will you help with it? Will you, build your security on it, or will you use it as a vehicle by which to maybe be a blessing to others? Remember in Luke 12, he says, "But he said to them, beware and be on your guard against all forms of greed. And not even when one has an abundance does his life consist of possessions." And he told them a parable saying, "The land of a rich man was very productive. And he began reasoning to himself, saying, what shall I do, since I have no place to store my crops?" And then he said, "This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build larger ones." By the way, this is really wasteful because he already had barns. He tore down the barns so that he could just store more stuff. "And there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, you have many goods laid up for many years to come. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry. In other words, I'm going to rely on this. But God said to him, you fool, this very night your soul is required of you. And now who will own what you have prepared? So it is with the man who stores up treasure for himself and not rich toward God. Jesus was really talking about this different way of thinking, and I think about this verse a lot. You know, one of the characteristics of Christian practice is simplicity. And I was listening to someone the other day, and they said the average American home has 300,000 items. I thought, wow, I think mine has more than that. It's a test to us. God gives us blessings in our life to produce fruit. He gives us blessings, and then he watches to see what good we may bring from those things. If we'll be faithful in a little bit, he'll make us Lord over much. Paul carried this forward, and he was talking about other believers and people in Jerusalem who were in a great famine. And he said to them, he was teaching them the same principle. He said, at this present time, your abundance, this is 2 Corinthians 8:14, at this present time, your abundance being a supply for their needs, the people who are really struggling in Jerusalem. You're doing really good, but God gave you that so that you can meet their needs, so that their abundance also may become a supply for your need, that there may be equality. Verse 15, as it is written, he who gathered much did not have too much, and he who gathered little had no lack. This is the idea that when we have a lot, it's not just for us just to indulge ourselves or stuff ourselves or build a bigger barn. It's a test. What will we do with it? How will we do it? And this Sunday, I'm going to talk more about what we call chances, that God gives us one more chance over and over again. God gives us that next chance to see what we're going to do. God gives us blessings as a chance to become fruitful, to become what he really wanted in our lives. As he gives to us, he does it so we can also be like him in being not just blessed, but a blesser. And these chances, you think about the old story by Dickens, the Christmas Carol with Scrooge. He's really greedy and he's hoarding onto everything, and he has that dream at night, and he's visited by the ghosts, and then he wakes up the next morning and realizes, of course, it's a Christmas story, that he's still alive and he's got another chance to do something good. That's kind of the picture you get. And it's not just about money, but it's about life, that you have life. A friend of mine got a clear cancer scan not long ago. And they said to me, God has given me a bonus period, a bonus year, and I want to serve everywhere I can. I have, not out of guilt, but just out of a sense of celebration of what I have. I have more time, so I want to spend more time and pray more. People say, I retired and I have more time on my hands. And so in between, when I'm not doing other things, maybe investing in family or traveling, I want to do more for God. I want to love people more. I want to slow down and pay attention. Sometimes people say to me, I have a real God-given ability. And I want to use it. I want to sing, or I want to organize, or I'm really great with kids, and and now I have more time and I can do that. And maybe the season in your life is a little bit different. We all have different seasons in our life where you have less time, you have other things going on. And even that can sometimes be a test for us, that we're going to listen to him. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean you need to just say yes to everything. It means you need to listen more, because God wants you to be on his path. So please, this Sunday, make every effort if you're in the area. Now, a lot of you live out of the area. You can't really be here very often, and maybe ever. Some of you live in other countries. But if you can be here, make every effort to be present, gather in person. It's important for you to be around people. And I know it's hard. We're coming out of COVID where we kind of really had to make ourselves kind of isolate, and that was frustrating, and it was hard on us, really hard. And so it's hard to get out of it, but don't give in to that. You are going to need to be with people, and even if you don't have big interactions with them. Now, I would tell you there's some options. You could, try my class, 9:30. If you're not already in a class, try my class at 9:30 a.m. between the services. We have a breakfast. We're talking about how to have community with each other, and it's kind of restoring that after all we've been through. And then please pray for the services this week. Ask God to give you his view on your blessings, the blessings he's given you. How are those blessings bringing fruit out of your life? And if you're coming this weekend, bring people with you, or share this video with them and then bring them with you, or whichever. And just sit with them. You don't have to have a big talk. Just maybe have a meal with them. Maybe you can invite them to that breakfast. Say, why don't you go to breakfast with me? It's a class, but it's really low key, and it is. And you can give them that experience of being together. I just want to thank you once again for watching this and sharing this. And many of you, I want to thank you for giving. You do use your blessings in a positive way. You really do. You don't blow it. You give. And many of you are giving online, and you're regular givers, repeat givers. And some of you have asked me and said, how can I do that? And we take offerings on Sunday, but I'm not always there. Well, I want to give online, or I've been waiting to give online. I haven't known how to do it. Well, if you're wondering, go to our website and go to the giving link on our website, and just click that link, and it'll explain it all to you, and it'll walk you right through it, and you can set that up. Thanks. I just really am grateful for you. Keep praying for us as we grow, as we learn, as we try and follow that path. And I can't wait to see if you can be there this weekend. God bless.